Welcome to the course preview for Riverview Disc Golf Course in Bullhead City, Arizona. This course is a very picturesque 9-hole course located along the banks of the Colorado River, which is the border between Nevada and Arizona. Bullhead City is on the Arizona side, while Laughlin is on the Nevada side of the river. Located about an hour and a half from Las Vegas, this is also known as the Tri-State area, with the small town of Needles, California, just a half hour away. The weather here is not to be trifled with. It is very similar to Death Valley, so almost unbearably hot in the summer months, but quite temperate in the winter months. High winds are also quite common.
Weather hammers Laughlin and Bullhead City. Paul McDermott shared this video with us as people were enjoying the Labor Day weekend on the river. That powerful storm moved in with 60-mile-per-hour winds. He tells us water rescue and safety moved in and helped evacuate Community Park.
The course was established in 2010 in the expansive Rotary Park. It has Mach 5 baskets and, at the time of this video, just dirt tee pads. Some holes have signs marking the tee pads. Others have whiskers with spray-painted arrows pointing to the basket. There are actually 3 color-coded pad placements for each hole marked by colored bricks. This video will fly the drone from the long placements. It is worth noting that as of the making of this video in late 2023, the local disc golf club, along with other community volunteers, has plans to create improved tee pads and has so far started with a nice brick pad for hole number 1. They are also working with the city to expand the layout to a full 18 holes, with the proposed layout seen here. Here's the contact info if you're interested in being a sponsor or helping out with course improvement. For all of those involved in championing these course improvements, good on you, and thanks for your hard work. A couple more things to note. It should take you about a half an hour to get through a round. There is a little elevation change here and there with some gravel base. Nothing too severe, and the course is short, so most everyone should be able to handle it fine, but just mind your footing in these spots. Finally, and most importantly, is this. Depending on the time of day, this park gets a lot of use. There are walkers, bikers, folks wading in the river, people using the covered shelters, and users of a large dog park that borders the course. This course, more than any other course I have come across, requires great care to coexist safely with other park denizens. There are a couple blind tee shots where you could easily be throwing directly into people, so please, 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 take the time to walk up the fairway a few steps to make sure things are clear before you throw. And without further ado, let's head to the course. If you park in the large first parking lot you come to just off Balboa Drive, just walk directly across the basketball courts to find the first tee box, just on the other side of those courts. Hole number 1 is a nice, easy shot across a wide open field. It's a good one to get started when you're not quite stretched out yet. Comes in at 239 feet. Got to watch for cars or walkers on the road behind you, as they'll come through and kind of tangle with your disc if you're not careful. I normally put the pars on the graphics, but they're all par 3s here, so just know that going in. You'll make a left from here and walk across the road and across the little field. Corner the dog park, which is off to your right. You see the whiskers and the bricks down there below. Hole number 2 comes in at 270. And I'll sometimes step a little bit to the left of the whiskers, especially if there are any people in the corner of the dog park here. I swear I'm going to hit that birdhouse one time. You have to come pretty close to it on most shots. So yeah, you fly over this field here and over these wooden barriers, and it just comes into the green here, right out in the middle. Hole number 3 coming up is a good example of one where you see you're just throwing right out over the path here, and perhaps there is a Mando right of this tree. I've not seen any signage for that, so Obviously, if you're throwing over this path, just take a good look, make sure you're clear to throw. Pretty short shot, just out into the field here. Don't go deep into the bush or you'll be in trouble, but pretty straightforward. Come into the green here. Hole number 4 is a blind shot, so this is a good one to walk up and take a quick look. I always do before I throw this one. And it throws just up over a little crown in the hill here, and then it's all downhill from this point on. As you see clearly, you are throwing directly at the river, and it's pretty washboard base surface of gravel. This is a spot you want to be careful with your footing, but couple guardian trees on the right if you'd like to throw a big hyzer bomb. Those are maybe going to get in your way, so something to keep in mind as you're throwing this into the green of hole number 4. Hole number 5 is one where you have to be very aware of people who are using these covered areas. They're little barbecue areas, and different times they're going to be busy, so just be careful. Throw over them or make sure you stay far left of them. So you come up here parallel with the river. Fairly steep uphill, more than the camera seems to indicate. Coming up into the green here of number 5. Hole number 6 is just a beautiful shot with the river in the background here. Again, obviously another one where you have to really watch out for folks. If people are down here, you're not really confident of your shot, it's probably not worth throwing from up here. We don't want to get anybody hurt and or lose our rights to be able to play in a beautiful course like this. So fairly downhill, fairly right, sloping toward the river. Right back behind the basket there is a stair way that is used quite a bit. People come down here and enter the river through there, so watch out for that. Hole number 7 is a fun little hole, just a straightforward little forehand for a right-hander or turnover shot. Again, fairly uphill. It doesn't look that way as much on the camera, but it's a fairly steep uphill here, and the path is fairly close back behind the basket here, so another one where you might want to take a quick peek before you throw to make sure you're not throwing back behind and catching a walker. Hole number 8, you walk left from 7's basket, and there's a little covered area that is, you'll see the whiskers that you use for the tee pad, and you throw out here. You can just throw directly basically over this building. It's a little bit to the right of that, or you can throw a big hyzer if you've got the arm for it to go around the big tree to the right of the building. And then once you're past these 2 wooden fences, again, we're heading downhill toward the river and coming into a green right here. For your final hole, you'll be walking back to the building we just threw over the top of. You see the area right there where you tee off from. There is a covered area just directly in line with the basket and a walking path on the left. So again, take care. This 293-foot hole that brings you into your final finishing basket. You'll see an example of even while I was filming this, we had a jogger come up behind the basket, so a good example of what we're talking about. Anyway, it's a beautiful course. It is one you have to be careful at, but just well kept up park. I want to thank you for taking the time to take a watch and go out and play this place if you get a chance. Until next time, take care. Thanks.